Can sex abuse victims sue public organizations like school districts, juvenile detention centers, and child protective service agencies in Pennsylvania? My name is attorney Ben Andreozzi, and my law firm Andreozzi and Foote has been filing sexual abuse lawsuits against organizations responsible for abuse for almost 2 decades throughout Pennsylvania. Many of the lawsuits that we filed have been against governmental agencies and public organizations. And while governmental agencies and public organizations enjoy immunity from lawsuits, there is one important exception to immunity that allows victims of sexual abuse to pursue civil cases. There are 3 important parts of this exception to governmental immunity that you need to know. The first is that a governmental worker or a public employee must have been negligent in allowing the abuse. While the governmental worker or public employee need not have been the perpetrator, they must have been careless in some way which enabled the abuser to abuse the victim. A recent decision in Philadelphia found that a school district could be liable for student-on-student sexual abuse despite the perpetrator not being an employee, because a governmental worker who was an employee of the school district was negligent in allowing the abuse to happen. The second important point that you need to know about governmental immunity and the exception in Pennsylvania is that it only applies to victims who are under the age of 18. For victims who were abused over the age of 18, they may be able to pursue a claim under a federal civil rights law. However, those cases are quite difficult and the burden and standard are much higher than in a case involving an exception to governmental immunity in Pennsylvania. The third piece that you need to be aware of is that the law regarding the exception to immunity only became active November the 26th, 2019. And in order to take advantage of this, the survivor must not have their 30th birthday by this date. Now, I understand that this is a very complicated issue, and whether you can sue a public organization or a governmental agency under an exception to Pennsylvania's immunity, or whether you can pursue a federal civil rights claim. So if you have questions and you want answers, please feel free to reach out to my law firm. You can reach us at info@vca.law, or you can find out more information about the firm or sexual abuse cases in general at our website, which is www.victimscivilattorneys.com.